first. Okay. Now it's empty. Okay, how much is empty? Can protect from understand. Like this is okay. Like this is okay. Give us 40 years. What is Let them give me the cash. That's all. So now I need to enter the YouTube channel. Can you send the link to me? So that we test the audio.
They are saying if you can buy with your money, then we reimburse you when the owner of the person.
Okay, no problem. We'll do that.
Not just let us see. The person that went to print it and say she's not here, they are telling me to call her. I gave them another alternative. This is not my office. The person that is office here now is not here.
Our lovely students, we appreciate your presence. We kindly remind you of the social distancing rule. So as you take a seat, make sure there is one space between you and the next person. You can flow into left and the right wings. Just remember our social distancing protocol. Let there be one empty seat between you and the next person. Thank you.
Sorry, speaking outside. Speaking outside. To speak outside. So not have only to picture the voice.
Hello, testing. Hello, testing.
At least send me the YouTube channel. If possible, the people who are continuing, let them come towards this side. The person using the mic should come towards this side. So we are using system to okay. But the other mic is still using camera. But with this one is the one we are streaming. So I can enter with mic. No, I can enter with mic. Have you entered with so I have to also, I'm just thinking I should enter with mic. You understand?
Permit me to interrupt your thoughts again. I'll be doing that many times today, especially to our dear students. If you observe that your seat is slopy, then you are not using it well. If the seat is slopy, tilting you forward, you need to adjust the seat. So you can stand up, turn the seat inside out, then it will lift you up when you sit on it. If it is slopy, you are not using it well. You have to turn it, roll it round, then it will lift you up. Thank you. I did it for a few persons, so just try it.
has treated him. Has treated him. Okay, I think I'm using this screen. The laptop. I just go to YouTube and see it on YouTube. I've seen it. You have to look at it. You have that time to do that now. Using system. So we are using system.
Once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, representatives of Asup National, Congress members of Asup Yabatech, our very dear students, guests from all over Nigeria, the press, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Fred Fatwashi, and on behalf of the entire Yabatech College community, we welcome you to this great opening ceremony of the 2020 conference of Asup. Now that we are all here, and on behalf of Rector, that I should tell you, you are all distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Some marketing will come to this special table so that they can face us, so that we can see their faces. And after that, then the chief executive of the college will declare the conference open, and then the opening ceremony. Therefore, with your kind permission, I invite to this side of the hall the chairman of Asup Yabatech, who will then in that capacity receive all others onto the high table, in person of our dear comrade Remy Achiboye. Can we put our hands together for him? He will be joined on the high table there. By our highly revered, most respectable, highly venerated elder and Papa, who is always ever present anytime we have a gathering of this nature, any important event holding in Yabatech. This Papa is always with us because he has always been with us. And we pray that he will continue to be with us. We pray that he will continue to be with us. This Papa is a former rector, the first indigenous rector of this college, highly respectable, one of our oldies, who is also a very young old man. By the time you see him, you know that he combines the grace of age and the youthfulness of physique. And therefore, on your behalf, inviting Papa George Okufi to please graciously come to the high table. Yes, thank you for standing up. So we will remain standing until Baba takes his seat. Thank you for that honor. Baba deserves that and much more. He's our father. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And Papa, in that capacity, will now receive his son, his friend, his comrade, and the rector of the day, the rector of the present rector. Receive the present nítorí nígbà gbọ̀ngàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ló sì kanlẹ̀ látòkè. Ẹni obìnrin kò lọ́nà tó káwọ́ mórí tó ní tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí ò bá jọ́kọ ẹni. Gbogbo wa la sì mọ̀ pé rẹ́tọ̀ ò lálẹ́. Owó máa báṣẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ. Fẹ́mi o, máa báṣẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ. Iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ wò wá lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Wá lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Fẹ́mi o, máa báṣẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ. Fẹ́mi o, máa báṣẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ. Iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ wò wá lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The rector will now receive for us onto the high table the oracle of today. The person that is going to give us a lecture, a speech, a teaching. Is going to reveal many things that are tied, that are dynamics tied to the theme of this conference, from whose wealth of knowledge we are going to drink to the field. Therefore, you have joined me by giving a standing ovation to the earlier personalities on the table. We are also going to repeat same honor as we'll invite our dear distinguished erudite, knowledgeable, highly informed, also a youthful person who is the regional manager of kindly step to the high table to take your due position. Thank you very much. I'm happy with the applause you gave to our regional manager, Bank of Industries. If you know the place and the position of the Bank of Industries in the economy of any nation, and especially that of Nigeria, I'm sure you will not hesitate to give another round of applause, because as you see him, you have seen money. As he's here in Yabatech today, Yabatech is blessed. Do you want loan? Do you want credit facility? Do you want any type of financial support to run any kind of business you have been dreaming about? This is the man that is going to make your dream come into reality. So you keep clapping until I tell you to stop. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. So on this, on whose order the national anthem shatter. So, are we playing it from? Okay, then we sing it together then. So we sing it together then. After the count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Arise, so compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The name of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. The The opening prayer, according to the tradition of Yabatech, is the second stanza of the national anthem, which we recite together. O God of creation, noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reign. Amen. Please be seated.
Yes, this one you see on. We don't have any rice with plan B. So I'm using this one to. We were thinking that we could get something to transfer here to the
At this appointed time, we will take a welcome remark by the chairman, Asup Yabatech, Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, Yaba College of Technology Chapter. The chairman, Comrade Remy Ajiboye, will tell us welcome now in a few minutes before we proceed. Thank you.
Great Asup. Great Asup. We are happy now. We are not, let's do some sign of cheerfulness. Great Asup. Firstly, let me quickly register some statement. Or before the statements, I want to say that protocol respectively observed. As the union organizing this conference, we are happy to have everyone around, both the participants and those that have come to be part of this occasion. We are indeed happy about that. These are my statements for the purpose of this conference as opening remark. It is one thing to make a promise, and it's a different thing to have it fulfilled. That's my first statement. The second one, a gathering of intellectuals is indeed a gathering of purposefulness that can never go into extinction. Third statement, the size of the response to this conference is surely a confirmation of what will be regarded as intellectual warfare. We have never had it good like this before. For the first time, we are having over 100 participants in our conference. Yes, the theme of the conference, COVID-19 pandemic, and enable TFERS towards sustainable survival and recovery of global economics, is not only timely and important, but it is a challenge to all researchers. Thank you. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, Chairman Asup. distinguished ladies and gentlemen, so the next item on the agenda now is to invite the chief host, Rector, Yaba College of Technology, Engineer Obafemi Owushini Omokunwe, to declare the conference open.
Thank you very much. Please, may I urge all of us to stand up. We lost some of our colleagues during this period of COVID, and so that we can give a 1 minute silence to them. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Thank you very much. Well, when the chairman was hailing Great Asup, the response was not too well, and I knew why. So before I say Great Asup, great Nigerian student. Chairman, have you seen that? Great Nigerian student. Great Asup. Yeah, thank you very much. Members of the principal officers present, our able Papa and youth, Pa GM Okufi, our lead paper presenter, members of the academic board, members of Asup Yabatech chapter, gentlemen of the press, vibrant students of the college, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to Yaba College of Technology, the premier institution in Nigeria, on the occasion of the 2020 Yabatech Asup International Conference. I warmly welcome all participants from across the country and other parts of the world. May I also welcome the lead paper presenters, Dr. S.A.O. Adegoke, who I understand is on his way, Rector of Asup State College of Technology, and our own Mr. S.A. Afolami, the Lagos Regional Manager, Bank of Industry. There is no doubt that your participation will create the opportunity for both the academia and industry to share experience and learn from each other. I enjoy all the participants from outside Lagos to take the opportunity of this conference and enjoy our serene environment and the aquatic nature of Lagos State. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this conference, COVID-19 pandemic and enabling TVET towards sustainable survival and recovery of global economy, is very relevant and apt considering the recent development all over the world. The outbreak of COVID-19, which started in China in 2019, is a major challenge to the global economy, particularly for the developing countries such as ours. From the available records, the economic damage occasioned by COVID-19 has been the largest economic shock the world has experienced in decades. A conference of this nature is a valuable platform for participants to network, share information, ideas, new researches, findings for the recovery of global economies and sustainable development, particularly with the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. The leadership of Asup chapter is highly commended for its contribution to knowledge and investment in development capacity. The year 2020 Asup conference is another remarkable achievement. I therefore congratulate you for organizing this year's event despite the challenges of the present time. I understand that this conference is both virtual and physical. So I know that most of us also are glued to the laptop to watch all these things. May I also use this opportunity? May I also urge you not to relent effort in order to achieve your goals. it is important to understand that TVET institution like ours has a critical role to play in post-COVID-19 economic recovery and achieving sustainable development. To achieve this, we must empower our institution through capital and human resources development to fulfill their mandates. It is the responsibility of all management, staff union, public and private organizations to rise to the occasion. Even though the college, like many other institutions, is faced with challenges of funding, but we will continue to support the staff through development and training programs. A good number of our staffs, with management support, were able to access TED fund, research grant, conferences and training sponsorship. Since the inception of this administration, our major preoccupation has been upgrading of our facilities such as classrooms, laboratories, workshops, staff offices to create an enabling environment for learning, teaching and research. The management will, as a matter of utmost importance, continue to promote, support and encourage the culture of research in the college. It is my sincere hope that the outcome of this conference will come up with strong recommendations that will bring about solutions that will address some of the identified challenges. I wish to thank Asup Yabatech chapter, the sponsor of this conference, lead paper presenters, our distinguished guests, and honorable participants. My thanks to all of you who have come from other higher institutions of learning to join us as we gather to reassert our global commitment to a brighter future. It is an honor and a privilege to officially declare open this conference. Once more, I welcome you and wish you a fruitful deliberation. Thank you for listening. God bless you all.
Thank you, Rector, for that very powerful opening speech. And on this note, while the speech was going on, other dignitaries have entered the hall. We are still expecting more. On that note, therefore, we invite Mr. A.O. Fijabi, the Chief Librarian, Yaba College of Technology, to kindly proceed to the high table from the right flank. You are not clapping for the Chief Librarian. You don't want to be allowed to enter the library again. All right. And particularly to our dear students, that is the Chief Librarian, the person who has made it possible for you to be able to access the library at any time, night and day. Very soon, it shall be 24-hour service, as we used to have it during examinations. So that is the man that's going to make it happen. Yes. He's a lover of students, and he wants you to come to the library all the time to do your research. Thank you, sir, Dr. Fijabi, for coming. Then, while I was inviting the rector to the high table, I told you that our rector is someone who gets things going, whether he's physically present in the college or not physically present. At any time, work keeps going. One of the secrets of the rector for making things go on all the time, night and day, is this story, short story I want to tell you. There is one high caliber personality in this college, one heavyweight person, one of our mothers, in fact, the first mother of Yabatech today, and that is the person of Dr. Titilayo Ukabam, who is the Deputy Rector Administration, who is coming to the high table now to join the... Hey, that's our mother. You are not clapping. So, thank you very much, Dr. Ukabam, Deputy Rector Administration. For those of you who do not know who our dear admin is, you are blessed to meet her today by your coming for this conference. So that's one thing you now know that your colleagues out there still do not know. Thank you very much. At this point, I am directed to recognize and say our collective hello, thank you to all our virtual participants. Director informed us while his speech was going on that one of the reasons why this hall is not fuller than this is in line with the COVID-19 protocol that we observe here in Yabatech, by which we have made this conference double-edged. We are physical participants here, this number, so that we can have social distancing. Then all the others are with us online via Zoom and other e-platforms. So they are watching us as this is going on. We are together. That's the message, that we recognize you all. We thank you that you are with us online. You are watching us, and we too, we are watching you one way or the other as the program progresses. On this note, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we go on to the presentation of papers. And Director has informed us already that Dr. S.A.O. Adegoke is on his way. We hope that he will enter the hall soon. So, but the first paper presenter, the lead presenter for today, is someone who is no longer a stranger to us, Mr. Afolami Adegoke Sunday, who is the regional manager, Lagos region of the Bank of Industries. He is someone who loves to be present at events such as this. He represents the industries. He'll be speaking principally from the banking platform, but across other industries, as he'll be relating his paper to the pandemic and the recovery of economies globally and especially Nigeria. He's a specialist IT person. He's a specialist credit management person. He's a specialist loan recovery authority. He has vast work experience in different segments of the economy, as a computer expert, as a programmer, as an administrator of data. He's a system designer, all rolled into one, and an experienced banker. Is a negotiator, is also a credit officer and a loan administrator. As youthful as he looks, don't be deceived. He is vast in experience. You can bring your question from any segment of the economy, is up to the task. And by the grace of God, we have him for the whole of today, so that nobody will leave this place without having his or her question answered. All your business ideas, all the things you have been thinking about, bring them open. He will give you a very thorough guide through his paper and during question time. On that note, therefore, I relish the pleasure of inviting to the lectern Mr. Afolami Adegoke Sunday for your papers.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and good morning, my friends who are students, and my seniors who are lecturers and workers in the university. The Bank of Industry is not a commercial bank. The bank was basically set up to support entrepreneurs, particularly those who are into manufacturing. or those who are into service provision. What the bank does is to provide fund to the entrepreneurs. And the fund is basically applied to the machines that you will need to produce whatever you want to produce. Or if you are a service provider, what the bank does is to fund the equipment you will use in the process of providing your services. The bank has been around for at least maybe 30 years, at least 30 years. Okay, and this is the business we have been doing. We support startup and we support people who are already into the business. So, sorry. Let me tell you what I do from day to day, the things that I do ever since I've been in the bank. Apart from being in IT, what I do when I came to credit administration or recovery or those other divisions that I worked is to look for intellectuals like you, serious people like you, those who are embodying either an existing entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneurs. Encourage them, advise them, put them through on what they have to do, and collate the application, assess the application, respond to them, respond to their applicant on whether the application is complete or not. If it is not complete, then I advise you on what further you have to do to get it complete. And as soon as you get all the documents ready, all the applications are ready, then I pass it on to my colleagues who start the appraisal process. Part of the appraisal process is to visit you, invite you to the office, talk to you, then visit wherever you are, whether your company, whether your site, where you are doing your production, or where you are providing your services. We visit you, we listen to you, we get to what you want, the loan you want to take, the things you are producing, and how prepared you are. And once you are able to satisfy us documentally, once your documents are complete, and we have done all this, we have started the appraisal, we drew a paper on your behalf and sent to management for them to approve the loan application. If the management approve the loan application, next we do is to give you letter of offer. Once you accept the letter of offer, then we advise you on further documents you have to put together. These documents are not things you cannot get. They are simple documents that you will get as you are preparing for the loan. Or they are simple documents that you may have even had in the past as you started your entrepreneurial journey. Once you accept this loan, you bring all the papers necessary, and then we give you an agreement to sign. Once you sign the agreement, then the next is to visit whoever is supplying you the equipment to be sure that those you said are going to supply you equipment are actually there, they are physically existing, and they will not cheat you. And as a matter of fact, Bank of Industry does not give cash. We pay directly to those who will be supplying you the equipment. And then you go there and collect. And once the equipment has been supplied to you, then we make payment. Make payment. Make sure we monitor you and give you all support you need, and ensure that the equipment is installed, and you go into commercial operation. Once you start the commercial operation, there's a period we call moratorium. Moratorium is that period between when you obtain the loan and the time you start paying back the principal. Okay? Moratorium depends on how long it will take you between the time you obtain the loan and the time you buy the equipment, the time you install the equipment, and the time you start your commercial operation. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be 1 year. That is the way it is. However, while you are still in this moratorium, you will be paying the interest to the bank. Our interest generally is 10%. We have two types of loans that the bank gives. We give term loans. We also give working capital. The term loans are meant for acquisition of equipment, and that is the one where we charge 10% interest. The working capital, which is the fund you need to run the business, buy the raw material and some other things you need to carry on the business of the production or maybe service provision. That is working capital. That is 30%. While we are doing this, I want to let you know that coming to Bank of Industry is very easy. Our processes are easy. The bank has a lot of money to give out, and nobody in Bank of Industry takes bribe from anybody. What we rely on in Bank of Industry is a document. Once your documents are complete, nothing is going to stop you. If you are not sure, if your application has been rejected and you are not satisfied, or maybe you are not sure why it has been rejected, you can report us officially. On this note, let me start my presentation. I'm here to give a paper on what federal government is doing, particularly Bank of Industry, to ease the impact of the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here today to make a presentation at this 2020 International Conference of the Asup. The preamble talks about COVID, but the first the director has said so many things about COVID, so I will not bore you with COVID story anymore. COVID is here, and it's going to be here, for a little longer because we don't know. We certainly don't know when it's going to end. But the short thing it has left is devastation in our health and the economic sector. Now, apart from salary earners and students, which this pandemic has so much affected, the larger population that we have to talk about also is the SMEs and the MSMEs. And those are the people the Bank of Industry deal with most of the time. You will agree with me that apart from salary earners and laborers, larger portion of the remaining population are SMEs and SMEs. Hence, it is not out of place to talk about SME a little. Globally, MSCs specifically contribute an average of 40 to 50% to GDP of the nations. More than 50 to 80% to employment, and it also contributes, it accounts for 90 to 95% of businesses. Specifically in Nigeria, today, we have about 4.1 million MSMEs contributing 50% to national GDP, accounting for 96% businesses, accounting for 76.5% of employment, and 8% to export. With a rapidly growing population that is expected to rise at 3% a year from 200 million today to 400 million in 2050. An opportunity exists for Nigerian SMEs and MSMEs to provide service, jobs, innovation, and economic growth to meet the country's increasing need. Despite these existing opportunities and the strategic growth to national economic development in Nigeria, MSME still battles a number of challenges, limiting their ability to strive. Firstly, Nigerian SMEs lack access to adequate funding. But I can assure you that it is not the fund that is a problem. There is fund all over the place. There's fund in BOI. We have volume of money that we are waiting for people like you to come and apply for so that we can give to you. The problem is meeting the conditions, getting the documents together, providing us the relevant documents that you might need to access these loans. Other challenges are lack of good manpower and people with a managerial skill, poor bookkeeping practices, and inadequate business recording. Ease of doing business, multiple taxes, especially at the local government level, the unstable prices of raw materials, lack of adequate infrastructure, power shortage, road, and so on and so forth. Then compliance, certification, and permission. Now we will talk about the impact of COVID on SMEs in Nigeria. In Nigeria, the pandemic has generated critical challenges for SMEs, forcing many of them to shift focus from normal operations to survival mode. According to research carried out by the Enterprises Development Center, most SMEs, about 93%, reported a decline in income due to lockdown and restricted movement. Some of the biggest challenges encountered by SME were associated with cash flow, position, production activities, logistics, and sales. For instance, 57% of SMEs are facing challenges regarding their sales. 52% face challenges relating to cash flow. 49% of SMEs face challenges relating to logistic issues, while 36% reported facing challenges with production activities. The road to recovery is likely to be longer anyway. However, small and medium-sized enterprises are potentially very good to accelerate Nigeria into economic prosperity. Strategies for SME to survive and strive during the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. Now, talking about the strategies for entrepreneurs to survive. An entrepreneur will have to identify and retain key customers. That's one of the strategies. You need to identify the key customer segment, assess how this segment have been affected by the crisis, address the challenge, address the consumption and demand pattern of this particular segment. Number two, an entrepreneur will have to amend value proposition to align with changing demand of key customer segment. For instance, it should be willing to proactively make it difficult for customers to switch over to other competitors. It should also increase value-based offering, such as discount, giving discount to customers, and then bundle packages. It should also introduce convenience options, such as delivering products at home or maybe online. In addition to all that, you will have to review and strategize on activities and customer channels with a goal to improve customer satisfaction. It should also create additional revenue stream to address potential opportunities that may arise as a result of the crisis. And these opportunities may in fact may lead to creation of new products. Now, let's talk further about Bank of Industry. The bank was established in 2001 by a construction NIDB NIDB was established in 1964. And what we have been doing since then is providing funds to entrepreneurs. The vision of the bank is to be African leading development finance institution operating under global best practice. The vision is to transform Nigerian industrial sector by providing financial and business support services to enterprises. The mandate. I'm sorry, I need water. Just the mandate of the bank is to provide financial assistance for the establishment of new, large, medium, and small projects, as well as expansion, diversification, and modernization of existing enterprises. BOI existing and ongoing initiatives to support SME during this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, BOI has a number of funds that we play around, which we lend to our customers. We have our own original funds, which we borrow, which we go to borrow from other banks, like the World Bank. And so we have some of these intervention funds entrusted to BOI to manage on behalf of the federal government. And so for such fund, the interest rate generally for such fund is 9%. But as soon as government pronounced the palliative, BOI keyed in. How did we key in? For our existing customers, what we did was to reduce all the funds, all the loans that originated from CBN funds. All the interest rates, we reduced the interest rate from 9% to 5%. And that 5% is going to run for 1 year. And in addition to that, we have said to customers, don't pay the principal for the next 3 months. That means we have added another moratorium of 3 months to all customers. And for specific ones, those who think the 3 months of moratorium is not enough, if you want additional moratorium, you apply to us, we look at it on case-by-case basis and get it approved for you. That is for CBN funds that are given to us by CBN to manage for them. But BOI fund itself, they are our own original fund, which are usually at 10%. What we did was to reduce the interest rate from that 10% to 8% for all our existing customers. If you are coming to BOI to borrow money tomorrow, we will still give it to you at 8%, but the official interest rate is 10%. However, while we are still in COVID, it is 8% because we have reduced 2% from 10% to 8%. In addition to that, we also grant 3 months moratorium. If you have a loan that you're already servicing, we stopped principal repayment from April up to June. However, for people who still require much more time, who are so much affected by the pandemic. If you need much more time to be added to your moratorium, you will apply to us again and we'll grant you accordingly on case-by-case basis. There are also people, there are organizations that has given us money to manage for them. We call them development partners. They have some funds with us. One of them is Ministry of Mines and Power. Another one is National Automotive Design and Development Council. They gave us money to manage for them. And we have also, on behalf of our customers, approached these partners to please allow us to reduce their interest rate by 2%. And that has been granted and applied to all our customers accordingly. As I speak, there is a survival fund from federal government of 75 billion, which BOI is managing on behalf of the federal government. In order to also ease this pandemic, the effect of the pandemic on our customers, the bank has a number of SME consultants which are accredited business analysts that assist us to advise our customers. They are hold our customers, advise them, put them through on whatever they have to do at any given time. The bank also supports youth. One of the ways we support youth is by creation of a fund, which is called GEF Fund. The fund is specifically for youth corpers, serving youth corpers. So for students here today, once you start serving, just look out for BOI, check our website. Anytime the fund is available or the program starts again, we have run about 4 phases. Anytime we start another phase, you will see it on the website, then you can apply. The interest rate is 0. It's an opportunity for any entrepreneur in a youth corper who wants to be an entrepreneur to take a loan up to 2 million naira from BOI at 0 interest rate. So if you have an idea, if you have anything in mind to produce, or if you have service you want to provide when you graduate, this is time to start it. And for my colleagues who are still working, if you are thinking within you, or if you have had an idea of what you want to produce, you want to manufacture one thing or the other, or there's a service you want to be rendering after your retirement, or even while you are still here, please come to BOI. The bank also supports youth through another fund called YES program. YES program is also a fund set aside by BOI to assist the youth who are between 18 years and 35 years. The funds there can be, individual can take as much as 5 million from the bond fund at interest rate of 5%, and it can run for 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, depending on your cash flow, your projected cash flow. The bank has also stepped up its customer engagement by making sure we reach out to all our customers every now and then to fill the. Also, periodically, the bank organizes customer, invite all our customers, young and old people, to come and talk about wherever they need attention or assistance. And we have recorded tremendous growth in this. We also, as part of this, our efforts to ease the pandemic, the bank has organized about 2 webinars for customers and prospective entrepreneurs this year. That is a medium through which you can actually link up appropriately with BOI. We also have a website that's very, very vibrant. You can actually apply through our website. You can apply and your application will get through. You'll get a response and the appraisal can start. Now, before I end my speech, people talk about POI as demanding for too many documents. But as a matter of fact, this is money. And I know for students that are here, or even for workers, as at the time you are looking for an admission, how many documents were requested from you? Probably 10. The BOI will ask you for maybe about 9 or 10 or maybe 12. So the number of documents we request from you are nothing. They are not things that you cannot get. They are not things you cannot obtain. They are within the system. I would have loved that this page is projected, but do you have a projector? I need to talk about the document we require for any of you to apply for a loan. The first one is formal application letter. It's a simple, just a letter. A one paragraph letter, just one paragraph letter. I hereby apply for so amount of money to enable me to do this, and that is it. Then, importantly, we will usually request for feasibility studies or business plan. Then, we expect you to have registered your business. So we will request for a copy of your incorporation document. Memorandum or an article of association, we will look at that too. There are other forms that come with the registration of a company. We will also look at that. We will take copies of that. Then we also ask for tax certificate. Tax certificate. If you are a new setup, if you are in greenfield, if you are about to start, we will not request for tax because you know that you have not done anything. Okay. Then we will also request for 3 years audited account. But if you are a startup, we will not ask you to bring audited account. We will look at statement of affairs. We also look at your bank account, bank statement, how it is performing. We also be sure that we look at evidence of availability of collateral or security for the loan. I need to tell you this. If you are applying for a loan of between 1 million and 10 million in Bank of Industry, the collateral or the security is just 2 people to guarantee you. You look for 2 credible people to guarantee you. If you are applying for a loan of between 10 million and 300 million, we will take either a bank guarantee from you or CFO in a good place. If you are applying for anything above 300 million, up to 20 billion, I say, then it has to be bank guarantee. That is the nature of the collateral and security we take in POI. However, it does not concern the JEF, which is the NYSC loan, or maybe the youth entrepreneur loan that I talked about earlier. There are a number of other documents. For instance, you have to give us letter of outstanding liability that you are not owing anybody. We'll take your passport photograph. We'll look at your international passport or driver's license. We'll look at the profile of the owners of the business. We also request for quotation of the equipment you want to buy or the things you want to use the loan for. And then we'll give you a questionnaire to fill. The questionnaire is a major form for any applicant to apply to us in addition to the letter. At this end, I've come to the end of my presentation. I am thanking you, and I hope I've been able to provide a glimpse into the intervention offered by POI to cushion the effect of COVID-19 pandemic in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that very beautiful lecture. Remember when I was inviting him to deliver his lecture, I told you it was going to be a very powerful and highly informative lecture, and I'm sure you have found it out to be so. At this point, we will take questions from the audience, questions that are general, questions that are personal. I noticed that while the lecture was going on, some people were making jottings, they were writing. I was very happy to observe that. I know that Mr. Falami is up to the task. Bring all your questions. And I'm sure you are very happy while he was speaking, as if we really knew what was in your mind before we invited him. So, he started by telling us what the BOI is, the Bank of Industries, how they are different from commercial banks. He told us of the different ways they support businesses, entrepreneurs, whether you are an old person in the field, in business, or you are just venturing into business as a new person, as a new entrant. He told us that they are there for you. Whether you are a new person, whether you are an old person in the business, come. The BOI is ready to listen to you and to support you. He also mentioned that they have different palliative interventions, different forms for different businesses, even for corporate bodies. So, furthermore, that some of you who will be leaving Yabatech in a few months' time, graduating, joining the National Youth Service Corps, that even as a corps member, the BOI expects that you come and talk to them. Those ideas in your mind, those things your lecturers and your supervisors and your those who handled your projects while you were in school, all those business ideas that came to your mind, including the ones you even put on paper and the ones that are still in your mind, that come and tell us. They are expecting you, even as a youth corps, we are ready, there is money for you. Did you ever know that before this lecture? That as a youth corps, you can go to them and take money and use it for business. So it's a very beautiful window that you all can exploit. Then that they also partner with the CBN, and that there are some facilities they give you with zero interest, no interest at all. Just run the business well, and as agreed, your money will be coming back. You'll be repaying back the loan without any interest. These are beautiful opportunities. Then the YES program, and I am very sure almost everybody, I saw some ND1 students, some ND2 students, some ND1 and ND2. All of you are within the bracket of 18-year-old to 35 years of age. So there's another window for you. That they have an open desk in their office, always expecting you to come and talk to them. Even things you cannot get online, come to the office. Designated officers are waiting to listen to you and to enlighten you and to help you so that you get the needed support to establish your business. That they also organize webinars at different times with customers or for customers and entrepreneurs. Whether you are new or you are already in the business, from time to time, they organize programs to educate, to enlighten, to inform Nigerians. That they have an open website, and the issue of collaterals that have been a problem, especially when you go to commercial banks. Collaterals have always been the greatest enemy of getting a loan. But in BOI, Bank of Industries come. they can assist you with the issue of collaterals. There are things they have simplified. They have simplified that collaterals will not be a problem at all. The different ranges of the loans, the different amounts, with the different things he asks for collateral. And one other thing he mentioned that is that you must remember as you sat there listening to him, that just do a good proposal. And I'm sure those of you who have not missed your GNS lectures, your lecturers have discussed how to write different types of documents, especially business proposals. So you can see now it's coming up. If you miss that lecture or you have not read your book to that chapter, when you get to BOI will refer you to that chapter. Go and do a good business proposal and they will guide you. On that note, therefore, we throw the floor open to questions, and the chairman has said, Asup chairman has said, there will be no limit to your questions. Anything that is in your mind, this is our conference. So, as the experts are talking, you students too, you are making your notes and you have got your questions. We will take questions from our experts first, the lecturers, the conferees, people who have come from different locations and distances, who are here presenting papers at this conference. We'll give them the opportunity to make their observations and questions first. Then when we are done with that, students' questions will follow. So, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open for questions. Lecturers and staff, and thank you. Mr. Deni, your question or comment or observation, sir. Okay. Good afternoon, the House. Good afternoon, our presenter. My name is Ayodeji Adeniyi of Accountancy Department. Thank you very much for your succinct and vital information that you provided us this evening. I have one major question that I want to ask you. But before I go to that question first, you and myself, we know what happened recently in Nigeria about NSAS. And this NSAS problem is related to our youth. And I'm so happy this afternoon that this kind of program will roll out is undertaken by UI. However, I want to come back to some of my students, graduating students especially. They ask me many times. Some of them call me daddy, some of them call me Oga. Where are we going to use this knowledge that we are, receiving from you? You are so good, but there is no job out there. And I always advise them, you need to be creative, you need to do this, you need to do that within my knowledge. But the question that I have for BOI, not for you as a person, Mr. Folami, how often do you go out around the nation to educate our bubbling young students? Take the website and all that, take it out. The virtual that we are talking about, the difference between virtual and physical education or learning. You cannot replace physical at all. But how often do you go out to educate? You have all these beautiful things. And if I stop some of our lecturers right here, what you give us right here today, some of us do not even know. Some of us do not know, simply because we have not received education from the right quarters. So it is even difficult to pass the message to the students. And this is affecting the nation. And we have got the result of inefficiency from all the strata of our government. So, please, and please, when you get back to office, make it as part of plan. Make it as part of the plan to arrange seminars, lectures, around the nation, around the polytechnic, the universities, around colleges of education, and all that, so that our generation can have something to contribute to the nation. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. For the youth corpers, anytime there's an orientation for new batch, we usually go to all orientation camps to educate them on what BOI can do for them. And in addition to that, we also organize trainings for them at the camp before they pass out. And we will ensure that they start their business plan before they leave the camp. So at the end of it, it is a business plan we will now screen, and then we will shortlist those that we will continue with. We also have a radio program, we have TV programs, which people do listen to. I'm sorry, people like to watch DSTV every now and then. Nobody wants to watch NTA. We have a program on NTA on every Monday. We have a program on the channel on every Tuesday. We also have another program on channel on Thursdays. So people should try and please tune to these channels and once in a while look at what BI is doing. Okay? Our website is there. So I can assure you that the kids, my friends, students of these days, they like online things a lot. They understand online things a lot of the time, even much more than physical. And that is why some of them can apply for visa, for whatever online, and they will get through with it. And so I will just appeal to you to please try and go to our website. If we are not being able to reach you in your school, try and go to our website. Every information you need to access BOI loan is on the website. However, if you invite us during your student week, if you invite BOI, gladly come.
So lọ sí conference tún lọ sí retiree pé Mrs. Alabi fẹ́ lọ upload result.
The website address is www.boi.ng. www.boi.ng. Once you get there, anything you want to know about BOI, you will get it. There are also numbers that you can call there, and you get information you need from whoever you call. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Adini, I'm sure you are satisfied. Thank you. Mr. Moses.
Thank you, sir. All protocols duly observed. In fact, I'm the happiest person today for this lecture delivered by Mr. Afonami. My name is Mr. Adebayo MS.
a lecturer from Center for Entrepreneurial Development, that's CED. This lecture will help me a lot to hear my lecture very well. But I have this question to ask for Mr. Folani, sir. And that is centered on about the youth and the corpers. Thank God you said there's only collateral for them. But be as it may, when we look at what happened this year, the pandemic, if a corper has been given a loan without any interest whatsoever, and then to repay the money back, the economy, what happened this time will likely affect the business so much. And in case you could not repay this money back to BOI, what happened? So I need your advice on that. That is one. Then the issue of this loan, most time when you write your business plan and all that thing, there's a lot of intricacies that if you cannot meet up, they may not give you that loan. So how do you be of assistance to assist mostly the corporates to access those loans? And then when things like that happen, how do they recover their money back?
Okay, thank you. Like I said earlier, as soon as the federal government declared the palliative, reduced interest and also granted more moratorium. And for those who still feel after the 3 months moratorium, during the moratorium, you are not going to be paying the principal back. You will only be paying the interest, and the interest have been reduced also. Now, if you are not able to pay, even after the 3 months, you come to us, you write to us that due to this reason and that reason, I'm still not able to start repayment. We'll give you additional maybe 6 months, 9 months, depending on what you want. And if you're a good business person, if you're a good entrepreneur, there's no way your business will not pick up after 6 months or 9 months. You understand? And if your business is not able to pick up after 6 months or 9 months, that means something is basically wrong with the entrepreneur. Okay, the second question, what was it, please? Just remind me. That's all. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Standing on all protocols. I'm Otoile Fosa from the Center for Entrepreneurship Development, Yabatech. My first question is this. I know that I have read before that the BOI gives funds in terms of equity participation, not just about loans. They give funds for equity. Then, apart from the yes funds and the intervention funds, so I want to confirm, do they really give equity funds like the way venture capitalists give funds for startups? That is one. Then secondly, this is a suggestion and also a question. I feel that the operation of the BOI is too centralized. So do they decentralize by allowing smaller banks or commercial banks and microfinance banks to help them access their loans? So those are my two questions. Thank you, sir.
Yes, equity participation, BOI was doing it in the past, but we don't do it anymore. It's been stopped. About 10 years ago, it was stopped. Even those companies where we have the equities, we sold them off. Okay. For anybody to reach us, we have state offices. We have offices almost in all states of the federation, through which anybody can, anybody who is not in Lagos can, get across to us. That's number one. Number two, we also have a microfinance bank. We have a microfinance bank that caters for people who are looking for between 50,000 naira and 1 million naira. It's at the Marina office, but I think at the moment they are working on opening offices in all other states of Nigeria. In order to make our fund further accessible to everybody, we also on-lend to commercial banks. We give money to commercial bank to also give to you. I know we have given money to so many of them, and you may not know, they may not tell you that the money they are giving you is from BOI. But it's just between the two of us. It's between BOI and the commercial banks. You understand? I think I've answered your question. Well, we will give it to them at an interest, but they will give it to you at their own interest. But our own interest is not more than 10% for all lending. In some cases, it is even less than that.
So maybe that is why at the end of the day, when you get your commercial bank, the interest rate is very high. They have added their own 8 or 7 or 9 to whatever else they have, and they will tell us it's fund from BOI. So I think you go directly to BOI. Thank you very much. Having exhausted questions from experts and lecturers and guests, we move over now to the student side. Raise your hand, please, if you have for our lecturer, and then you just mention your name and go straight to your question or comment or observation. Students, now the floor is open to you. Just raise your hand and then ask your question. Tell us your name. All those people who are judging things the other time, where are they? Feel free. This is your conference. These are your lecturers, and you are not. There's no reason to be shy. If you say, I will ask my lecturer when you get to the classroom, ask the guest lecturer now and hear from the horse's mouth. Ladies first. Oh, okay. A male hand has been identified. I wanted to say ladies first, but a man has taken the floor. All right. So just tell us your name and your question.
Sorry, sir. Can I say something before you ask your question? Let me tell you that we have supported 574 youth corps. And we have also supported about 388 youth. And so, how did they start? They start from this level. Okay? Start developing your ideas. I've seen guys who put all the money they made during their NYCs together to establish a company. I have a friend who is producing Zobo. Okay? He has since moved from Zobo to green tea. Okay? I have a sister who got 1.6 million, from the Jeff program. And, for the past 2 years, she has been shining. And she's paying us back. So yours is to just develop the idea. Develop it, write your business plan, and, start the movement. By the time you come to BOI, we will encourage you, we will unfold you, and we'll give you everything you need to, to go ahead and implement it. So you can please go on.
So, what is here for them right now?
Okay, we have another program which is ESP that I also talked about, where you can access as much as 5 million. It's for youth of between 18 years and 35 years. We do not consider anybody less than 18 years as being matured to handle money successfully. So what the bank has done is to set aside this fund. There's 5 billion there, which is meant for people, everybody. As long as you can read and write, and you fall between 18 and 35 years, you come to us, write your business plan, then we'll go from there. Yes, sir.
All protocols duly observed. My name is
Okay,
Samuel.
sorry, one more thing. Like I said before, we have a microfinance bank too that grants between 50,000 naira and 1 million naira. So if you do not fall into the first two groups that I've talked about, you can also come to our microfinance bank. If you need 100,000 naira for a small, business, they will give you. All they will require from you is just a guarantor, maybe NEPA bill, your address, and the means of identification. That's all.
I'll start from where you started, sir. How you spoke about BOI, from your office where you started, how you collect and pass it for process and appraisal, and when documents are completed, then you pass it to management for approval, and letter of offer and the likes. But we know of situations where presently the country is the way the country is presently, it's like it's politicized already. I've been in a meeting where opportunities come and you hear things like it's just for a political party. So there are situations whereby some people are not opportunity to get this information because they don't belong to those parties. What can they do in the first place? How do they survive in situations like this? Because they don't belong to a party, they can't have access to those funds. But we talk about how the government has created some schemes, survival fund, empower projects, and the likes. I know of somebody who is in government who sends us information on a regular basis about funds like this, and they tell us not to pass it to other persons because they just want to do it amongst themselves. Now, in a situation like Nigeria, where if you don't belong to the ruling party, you don't have access to this information. Now, when things like this come over, the government is setting up something like this, the question is it for everybody or for a set of people who belong to that party? So sometimes when we gather like this for seminars, we feel that they are playing on our intelligence because they tell us things like this, and when you go back, you can't assess these things because you don't belong to that party. For those of us who don't belong to that party and probably don't want to put ourselves below standard by falling to that group, how do we survive in a country like this, especially in this time? From what our daddy, the question he asked, we just had an issue where we had a protest and the thing was politicized and blah blah, and it has ended. That is one. Two, COVID-19 came, and it came at a time, or probably it came at this time where, and after 7 months or probably a year ago, we're going to a year now, people are still struggling for survival. And we hear that there are funds, but an ordinary person cannot access these funds because it does not belong to a political party. What do we do, and how can we survive in times like this? Thank you, sir.
Remove my own.
Thank you for the question. Brilliant question. But you see, BOI has been there before the political parties were, put together. BOI does not recognize any political party. Come to BOI as you are. As a matter of fact, we don't look at connection there. If you like, be the son of Yaradua or maybe Obasanjo or whoever. If you come to BOI, we look at your document. It is your document that can qualify you or disqualify you to obtain our loan. It won't be because you bring a complimentary card from Jonathan. Of course, you will be happy you are coming from Jonathan, but your application will pass from table to table. It will go from my table to my subordinate's table, and after he has done his job, it will go to audit. After audit finishes it, it will go to legal. Are you going to be collecting, letters and complimentary card to, for all these people? And it will still go to risk management. See, in BOI, we don't recognize connection, and we also don't take bribe. You just come to BOI as you are. You will get your loan. What speaks for you is your document. Just ensure that your document is right. If your documents are right, and we have still refused to give you loan, you have a right to sue us, or you have a right to report us. Then, talking about the survivor fund, the survivor fund was an online thing. It does not recognize anybody, any political party. You understand? If you apply, it is done on the internet. Once you apply, the forms are there, and none of the forms ask you for which political party do you belong to, or which religion do you, or which ethnic group did you come from. No, it's a plain form for everybody. So please don't be discouraged by what happens between political parties and other things, other business, sectors. Please disabuse your mind. BOI is different. And I'm even sure, even a commercial bank, there's a limitation to it. You may know the MD, but then the MD, if your papers are not right, I am sure the MD cannot force any officer to give you a loan. You understand? I know everyone that applied for survivor fund, they apply through the internet. And as much as I know, the money is already being disbursed. You understand? And I don't think any of them has access to any, you cannot, none of the form, the questions on the form ask for who is your father, or whether you come from Lagos or wherever. No. So please disabuse your mind. Get serious with whatever you want to do and start it faithfully. Do everything you need to do. Do your documents right. Make sure you get original documents. Don't be scammed. Okay? And so once all these documents are right, nobody can stop you. Not even the MD can stop you. Thank you.
If there are no more questions, I think I'll move on to the next item. But before that, I have a short contribution to make, especially for the benefit of that question that came from the student side. What the gentleman expressed is a reflection of a general observation in the country. Many times we have been told of certain things, so many times as well, we were not able to get them. I think I understand that. However, I want you all to go from this conference this year with this impression that BOI came to Yabatech and made a lasting impression. What is that impression? When the guest speaker was presenting his lecture here, one of the things he said in the lecture was that at BOI, we don't take bribes. When he was answering the gentleman's question again, he repeated that statement. At BOI, we don't take bribes. There are only very few people who can come to the public and say such a thing, beat your chest and say, at BOI, we don't take bribes, without knowing the caliber of people that are seated here. So if they are not sure of themselves, they will not say such things. It is now up to you to prove him wrong. That I made an application to BOI in so state, at so time, and somebody asked for a bribe. That's why they didn't process my document. If you are sure you have experienced it, say it out and quote names and dates. So for a public officer to come to the public domain and make such claims, I think he deserves a round of applause. Secondly, he said, if you find us wanting, report us. Then a lady there among the students said, to whom? I heard it. By virtue of what I do in the college as well, I can answer that question for you. If you want to make a report of that nature, make sure you have applied, you have met their officers, and they have demanded of you what is illegal, that you are not ready to do, which of course you must not do. You will now write a petition or a complaint letter. You send it to the zonal director. ICPC is on the office on the VI. You can send that letter. Zonal Director, ICPC, Nigeria. If that's all you remember, it will get there. Or you go there in person and drop it. You don't need to see the director. Just drop it. The secretary signs for you that he collected your complaint and go away. It will be processed. Last year, we had a conference here. We brought ICPC to Yabatech. 2 of their directors came. It was held in this hall. That's where they told us, those who were present at that conference, that at any point in time, you can make a complaint. They gave phone numbers, they gave email addresses, and then they gave their physical address. So, go to VI, tell your taxi, take me to ICPC, even if you don't know where it is. Lagos, take me to ICPC. They will take you there. Then, drop the complaint with the secretary. You must have written it before getting there. Give him or her. When they receive it from the secretary, the director will take it off on your behalf and go to POI or any other agency you want to complain against. Then you can also write the same thing to EFCC. You don't need to know the name of the director. Just say, Zonal Director, EFCC, Lagos. And tell the taxi man, please take me to EFCC office. Or use your Google map. When you get to EFCC office, drop the complaint and go. EFCC will take it over from there. So there are avenues to complain. However, there is a small ICPC on campus. Micro ICPC, right on campus. They are called Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit, ACTU. That's what they are called on campus, not ICPC. But it's a micro ICPC. It's a child of ICPC. Students and staff, all the members of the Yabatech community, you have an opportunity to use ACTU to launch your complaints. Complaints of whatsoever nature. You have a student affairs building. I'm sure everybody, all students here know the students affairs building. There is a black box, one small black box attached to that building. To the door, to the entrance of that building, you will see ACTU complaint box. Drop your complaints there. ACTU officials from time to time go there to carry whatever you have dropped and they process them. Email addresses are there. Those of you who enter Yabatech from the back gate, you will see one big board on the wall of the library called ACTU Information Board. Copy the email address there. There's a phone number there. That ACTU is child of ICPC, is owned by ICPC. Drop your complaints. So these are various avenues by which you can seek for redress in case your rights are trampled upon anywhere in the country, and especially as Yabatech members. That's an opportunity for all of us. Thank you. More questions from the audience. On the authority of the chairman Asup, we come to the last item on the program, which is vote of thanks. But I understand there is a photograph. So is the photographer ready? So while the photographer is assembling his cameras, the chairman Asup, Comrade Remi Ajiboye, that assignment has been delegated to the LOC chairman. He has going to invite the cameraman. I think he took most of the pictures while the lecture was going on, but we still need one official picture where all of us will stand together. So that's the only thing. And it is very well, while the cameraman is looking for the camera, or the camera is looking for the cameraman, if there are new questions that have suddenly cropped up to your mind, well, we can use the remaining few minutes to bring them up. Otherwise, we're guest lecturers, sir. Okay.
Are you seeing it? I have not seen it first, but I think we need to touch the English.
The photographer has informed us that he has taken most of the pictures while the lecture was going on. The student body has been captured. So it's only the lecturers and the committee and the guests that will come to this side when it is time, so that we can take picture with the guest lecturer. And then
Search. No, go to the Zoom. It's Zoom you want to.
Let me start from the highest level. The students, you are the highest because you are the future, and I recognize you. Thanks for coming, and we so much appreciate you. If things you have learned here, you keep them at the back of your mind and you apply it in life. By the time we step out, you are coming in, and thank God you are here to witness what we are doing. In Latin, we will say, "Òsàtẹ bá fẹ́ kú kú, ẹ má jẹ́ kọ́mọdé mọ̀ díẹ̀." So Latin kan ni àbí? Okay, Latin. All right. In English, if you want a tradition to die, hide it from the youth. We don't want this tradition to die. That is why you are invited. Thanks so much for honoring our invitation. Participants, both online and physical here. As by now we have gotten 120 something registered people. You know, you don't see anybody writing there. Registration is online through Google form. We are COVID compliant, so we don't want to have any interaction with anybody, so that we don't know who is carrying what. God will guide and guide us. So thanks so much, people that are here, and those people that have been using their data to watch what we are doing. We appreciate all of you. My chairman, we appreciate you for giving us the opportunity to have this type of program. You gave us an assignment and we are doing it. When we are doing it, it's not yet completed. So
That's what I'm
I will thank my Oga after the program. But I must thank the person that is standing here that has been talking since morning. Thank you so much. I hope I have not recognized you. All right. LOC members, I will thank you when the time comes. But thanks for being with me and thanks for being every time with us. When you are about to be touching your wives and you are touching the phone, thank you so much. And our guest speaker, if I were to be a Yoruba man, I would prostrate and say, thank you so much. But I'm a Nigerian. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Ẹ ṣé, Olúwa bá wa dúpẹ́. For the past 2-3 weeks, we've been talking for over a month now, but for the past 2-3 weeks, it was so serious. So the transition you are talking about, the Lord Almighty will make it a blessed one. He has a design which you may not know. That design shall come to be fulfilled by the grace of God. Every step of your life shall be a blessed one. I'm not a pastor, I don't know how to pray, but the Lord Almighty will pray for you and you shall be blessed. Everything that is living in what He has given you, those ones that are not living out of what God has given you, they shall all be blessed. Especially the brain He has given you, it will be blessed. Thank you so much for coming. In absentia, the chief host, thanks for giving us the environment. You want to do research, and the environment is okay. Nothing like research. So we appreciate the rector as the chief host and his management team for everything they've been doing to us. It's not a closing remark, it's just a remark because the program continues. Tomorrow, as the orator has said, we have somebody from the industry, then we have another person from the academics. By the grace of God, this same time tomorrow, the rector of the State Polytechnic, Dr. Adegoke, SAO, will be here to talk to us for another 1 hour by the grace of God. He's going to take the academic side. We have had the industrial side now. He's going to be here to with us at this venue to speak with us from the academic side about COVID pandemic and how we get out of that. Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you so much. So,
tomorrow's program starts at 10 o'clock. Don't forget, it's not this time, but 10. Then, as we allow the students to leave, let's be very orderly. People from the last flank there, file out first through the aisle and pick your refreshment out there as you go. So just go like that. Then the people here will follow. People here pass through this aisle. Thank you for coming. We expect you 10 o'clock tomorrow. Quick.
I will open the room by 30 minutes.
Okay. For our virtual participants, the online presentation starts for them 2 p.m. tomorrow. Today, 2 p.m. today for today's program. To the virtual audience, online presentation of papers and research outcomes starts 14:00, 2 p.m. today. We will announce Thank you very much. 2 p.m. presentation time today. However, use your link to enter the room 30 minutes before that. The room will be open from 1:30 so that you can learn a few things master your system, you want to share your slides, you want to make any arrangements, it will be open and active from 1:30 p.m. But the real presentation, as have been lined up, will be from 2 p.m. prompt.
Alternatively, the system will use it, the system will restart.
There is another.
Because it's on, when we start, maybe by the time we start, it will pick it. Can we stop streaming now? I think.
So all lecturers and staff present. All staff, all lecturers, all experts present. Whether you are presenting paper today or not, everybody here will photograph. So please step down here. So we want to take a picture with him so that we remember the day we encountered the BOI privilege. So that when you become multimillionaires and mega millionaires and manufacturers and entrepreneurs, you remember this is the man that gave us the knowledge. So, photographer, please come and arrange us. Photographer and lecturer.
I want to stop. Yes.
We have for now.
So we want to use script 1, A, B, and C. So now, those people presenting, how many of them are? How many are? So, what I mean is that, yes, because they say they want to do virtual photo. The people online, you can do it now. Let them come out. No, you can do it.
Let them come out.
How do you want to do it? You just snap it. You have your screenshot. You have your screenshot. Okay. Tell them to. Snap it. Put it on gallery. Gallery. Okay, it's on gallery. Okay. Tell them to open their video you want to snap. Okay, listen. Please let me call you back in about 30 minutes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The LOC chairman has information for us.
Please, after the meeting, please, we are going to the plenary sessions, whereby we have full technology, first floor A and B, second floor A and B, as you see on the platform. So coming LOC members, please. LOC, please come up. LOC.